All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Natalie,
And I'm Mike.
and we are coming at you with another segment of God of War. So we're going to play on from where we left off last time. And thank you so much for all the views and the excellent comments. It was great to see such great feedback on the video. We're still working on the name for the channel. We're really enjoying doing this. So I'm glad that you're liking it too.
If you have any suggestions for the name of the channel, leave them in the comments and
Yeah.
we'll pick the best one or something like that. I don't know. We'll
We
figure it
already
out.
have one. We have one great candidate from the last one, and we can add to that. Time we left off where they had just defeated Döiði Kaupmaður.
Yep, that's right. So we initially set off on the journey. Kratos is trying to test Atreus to see if he's ready for this journey. Kratos' wife and Atreus' mom, Faye, had passed away, and they burned her body. And now they're getting back home after the test when
All right.
Atreus is trying to hunt. Heading back home.
Journey, the marked trees.
Burn Mother's garden. And since when are Draugrs so close to the house? And what was that frozen thing that attacked us?
I do not know. Now
Was the stag the frozen thing?
That was the reaver that we just fought in the last one. We're not entirely sure what it was, though. The Codex entry doesn't have much detail on it. So we're back home at the house, and Atreus was asking a lot of questions because, again, they were very insulated from the rest of Midgard. Kratos is collecting the remains of Faye.
Basically, that we're going to find out why Midgard is essentially like deserted. It's just overrun with Draugr, and there's seemingly no humans in the realm of humans. Oh, I appreciated the explanation for like his paleness as well that we got in the comments.
He's got a pretty hardcore backstory.
Somebody suggested we do the Greek ones, and that could be cool. I don't know much at all about Greek mythology. My expertise is very, limited to the medieval Norse world. Although I'd like to play now and experience the backstory.
Can be a weapon if you control it. Use it. You clearly cannot. When you
I haven't been sick in a long time. I'm better now.
Sick.
Yeah, they continue referencing this sickness that Atreus has. It seems like when he gets agitated, he starts coughing, gets sick, and later on we figure out what's with him.
Try again.
As he learns a little bit more about his origins.
You can get lost in it. The path ahead is difficult. And you, Atreus, are clearly not ready. No.
What's he talking about?
I do not know. Get in.
Now, I have been in some medieval farmhouses that date to the medieval Icelandic period, and they do have, some of them do have these cellars underneath that people did hide in when people came that they didn't, they didn't want them to know that they were there.
Kratos does not know who this is.
Okay, so Kratos doesn't know.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, we'll go into more about who this is once it's revealed.
So much smarter.
It's giving like Ragnar Lothbrok from the Vikings with this whole look.
Tattoos and runes have any meaning?
It's hard to see. I would have to see a still of some of the ones. And there's like the evidence of tattooing from the Viking Age is, as far as I know, not like super secure. So it's kind of nice. I mean, like I said, there's a lot that we just don't know, and so you can take a lot of liberties with that. And I'm not a runologist myself, and so like I can transcribe runes if I have like a book on hand.
So certainly unexpected here. These guys actually being able to put up a fight against Kratos.
Yeah, Kratos was not expecting this. Not at all. But it's interesting because it's the gods even fight with weapons. They don't fight with shooting things out of themselves, right? Like
with Thor and Mjolnir
in the mythology. Exactly.
Odin and Gungnir.
Odin, exactly.
Odin has
a spear. And the god that this is supposed to be is like not a fighting god at all in the material. Actually does not have that much of a storyline other than being the catalyst for Ragnarok. So,
which is interesting that he's the main antagonist of this game here, that they chose him.
He's like continues to be an antagonist
in this game, yeah.
So, okay, I know that this was pointed out as being part of the game. Obviously, he's healing up, right?
You talk
too
much.
Yeah.
Can I just this is Baldur. This is Baldur.
We can spoil everyone who's watching this.
Baldur. So Baldur the Beautiful. In the mythology, nothing can hurt him because he'd been having bad dreams, and so had his mom, about his impending death. And so his mom, Frigg, tried to prevent that from happening.
This is the runestone in the back where you can see some allusion to some future events. So Kratos right now is using the power called the Spartan Rage. So again, he was born in Sparta and was raised as a Spartan warrior. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of maybe the berserkers from the sagas.
Yeah, say quickly about Baldur that he, in the mythology, like I said, he and his mom had both been having these bad dreams that his death was coming. And so what ended up happening is that Frigg made every living thing on Earth swear an oath that it wouldn't harm him. But the story goes that everything did so, except for the only thing she didn't ask was mistletoe. And mistletoe then becomes the thing that Loki devises a plan to get Baldur's blind brother to throw something at him when all the gods are having sport, like, look, nothing can hurt Baldur, so we're going to just throw a bunch of stuff at him and he just heals up or nothing hurts him. And then that's how he dies, and that sets into motion Ragnarok. So that's clearly what they're drawing from here. Like when he keeps healing up and that it's so hard to defeat him, like he's basically invincible, is how in the mythology, and that probably does make him a really good antagonist, right? That like he has these healing powers, and that is like straight out of the mythology, and nothing can hurt him except for mistletoe. So I don't know if mistletoe comes into the game at all as a weapon you can use against him. Frigg thought mistletoe was too young and innocent to do any harm to him, but Loki found out about that. So
some clever little hints that give you a little insight into Atreus and who he is throughout the game as well. Okay. We'll get there eventually.
Excellent.
But yeah, so one of the interesting things about Baldur in this game and his character is that he is sort of cursed with not being able to feel anything. So he's not only able to not be harmed, he's not able to actually feel anything. And you can see in some of the dialogue here in this fight, he's actually quite disappointed because he was thinking that he might be able to actually feel something in this fight.
I like that idea. And I like that you said about the berserker rage too. I mean, like that idea of becoming overtaken with the fury of battle such that you are almost animalistic, impenetrable in a way. So
in the sagas, the berserkers were more, did they consume any substances or anything like that to kind of enhance their battle states? Or
there's always like studies going on about that and people trying to argue that they did. There's some people, I mean, that's one theory about why. I mean, there's the idea from the mythological angle, I mean, as far as the mythology tells us, is that it's Odin, and it's Odin's power of the warriors' minds, that he's able to give them like this ecstasy of battle that makes them like impenetrable in the battlefield. Berserker, or berserk can either mean like bear shirt, like bear the animal, or like bear as in like not wearing anything. It could be either one of those. So it either could be in reference to how they take on like these animalistic qualities, and they become almost like animals. And that's consistent with some sagas where, you actually do have one warrior who transforms into a bear shape. But you also have references to them going around without any armor or anything like that, and just being, totally revved up essentially with the fury of battle. Usually pretty good warriors to have on your side, but they're often kind of menaces to the local communities. So yeah, those are both, I think, important points for what's going on here.
Yeah, so I was going to ask how the berserkers integrated into the daily society.
Well, yeah, it's funny because like there's sagas like they're people's neighbors, and like a saga hero will have to come and basically help like a farmer get rid of a neighboring berserker who wants to marry his daughter, and it's just like not leaving them alone or something. But they're great to have on your side in battle. Envision Baldur being this kind of pretty boy, and he's really never described as doing anything except for just like having a dream about dying and then dying and then being one of the gods that comes back after the world renews again. So he's a pretty passive god in the mythology, other than be the catalyst, his death being the catalyst for Ragnarok.
So Thor would be one of his brothers then?
Did
they ever talk about the relationship?
Not really. It's more of the relationship between Baldur and then Hod, the god that kills him, the blind god, accidentally, because Loki puts the mistletoe at the end of his arrow or spear, depending on the version. Okay, so what's interesting to me about this He's taking on a lot more Odinic qualities, kind of being menacing and a trickster almost, and walking around with a name that isn't your own. Odin never goes, he's always wandering. He's never using his own name when he's out, kind of conceals his identity. Mysterious. He's taking on some more Odinic qualities than anything.
So Odin must be the basis for a lot of different fictional characters. I think, just about like Gandalf or something like that.
Gandalf, exactly. Absolutely. And that's exactly what Tolkien himself said, is that sort of the Odinic wanderer. I'm not my brother. Is he referring to Thor?
I think so. So we don't meet Thor in this game, not directly. We don't meet Thor at the very end. Yep. So he's must be more in Ragnarok, which I have not played. I'm excited to get to it. It's a really good story. They did a great job with the writing.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that one too.
So it seems another consistent theme in Norse mythology is like enchanted or magical weapons. You mentioned earlier how the gods fought with weapons. You see Kratos' axe magical in that it can return to him. He can throw it and kind of command it to be returned.
Did we get any information on who made his axe?
Yeah, we do. Eventually. I don't want to ruin it because it's kind of cool how they weave them in. But you could probably guess, but we do find out who made it.
Okay, definitely giving me a lot of Odin vibes. And Odin, like one of the etymologies of the name Odin is Other, which means like frenzy or madness. Major Odin vibes. Again, we don't know a lot about Baldur. We know enough about him. What we know is really all tied to his role in bringing about the end of the world and being the most beautiful of all the gods, that everybody loves him and nobody wants anything bad to happen to him, which makes Loki look like even more of a than for what he does.
So Kratos thinks that Baldur was there for him.
Oh, okay. But he wasn't. He just
we'll find out. You'll see. It's kind of it's good how they. The longhouses then were a lot smaller in reality.
They were narrower. I mean, a lot of what they don't really exist much beyond sort of like the ruins of many of them. I'm not nearly as much of an expert on material culture in that way, like what houses look like. But I think this is. I think I can say that this is a little bigger than what we would expect. But again, I'm not an archaeologist. I'm very much a literature person.
The appearance of the stranger then is kind of forced. So they just showed the mountain.
That's where they have to take the mother's ashes, right? Yep,
because that was her wishes to take them to the tallest mountain in the realms. So here's the Codex entry on the stranger. He mentions his tattoos. Everything's been busted up. We don't know why he was there. Yeah. And again, Atreus does not know who he is or what he is. There's a lot of different Easter eggs and things like that throughout the game. You can see there's these toys that got somehow scattered around. So it's just like a little longboat. Looks like maybe a little toy troll or something like that. So in the Codex, there's different labors or something. One would be defeating trolls or collecting all these toys and things like that.
Close your heart to their suffering. Do not allow yourself to feel for them. They will not feel for you.
I understand. Has this been here all this time?
So again, it alludes to the fact that
Why don't you help me up there?
Kratos and Atreus and Faye were really insulated from the rest of Midgard and never really got out from where they were. And there might be more to the story. Like I said, there was some novels in between the original 3 games and then this one kind of detailed some of Kratos' adventures and how he came to Midgard. So if anyone knows, if anyone's more up on the story, please, leave some comments and let us know. Yeah. Kind of a bit of a meme how Kratos continues to refer to Atreus as a boy only.
Boy.
Mother said Odin's disciples fill them with gifts and hang them where thieves can't reach them. That one looks really old.
Gift giving to gods is the main way of worship.
Gods
care nothing for them. Men should not.
Usually sacrifice, though.
Human sacrifice or animal?
Human and animal, but Odin liked human sacrifice, evidently. As far as we can tell, the Old Norse word for worship and sacrifice are the same. Blot. like also literary evidence that like even like kings could be sacrificed. It might have been whoever just drew the lot. Like they would draw lots, and whoever was chosen via that route, which in some cases were even kings. So, and often hanging sacrifices to Odin because of the hanging on the world tree.
That's what Odin had done, right, to himself?
Yep, to have knowledge of the runes. Almost dying, I guess. Like, he tortured himself, basically. Odin's always doing that stuff in the mythology. He's sacrificing himself in some way, always for knowledge.
So here we find out a little bit about Faye. She had marked these trees and asked Kratos to cut them down. But in marking them, the trees had provided a protection stave for their area that kept them hidden from the rest of Midgard.
So, how long will it take to get to the mountain?
I do not know.
Before winter falls?
I do not know.
So irritated with him.
He's a great dad.
I'm like, we both have kids. We've been there. Like,
Look for my mark.
So there was a new enemy that hurled the fireballs, a new Draugr enemy. So Atreus, you can see here, trying to figure out how they do that.
Yep.
Look there.
And then we find some runes.
Ooh, okay.
Boy.
There's a Jötnar settlement ahead.
Jötnar.
Giants.
You can read the writing.
Some.
Ooh, so
Just
that's
the
a little
language is
clue.
better now.
No,
They're all sort
yeah,
of
from his
connected to
mother.
some-
Yeah, that's a clue. It's also a clue about his mother.
So we get to meet Jötnar in the next part.
Not quite. No. There aren't any Jötnar in this game, as far as I know. I guess kind of there's one, but we'll find out who that is later on. But that's all I had for this one. So we'll just continue on the journey, focusing on the lore and the mythology, mostly, probably skipping over a lot of the fights and in between sections where we're just running around. But certainly if there's anything interesting that comes up, bring it up and comment on it and explore it in the Codex and see how it fits into the mythology. So
sounds
if there's anything I missed in the gameplay, or if there's any other areas, let me know. It's been a long time since I've played this game. So if there's anything that I'm missing, leave a comment and let us know, and I will make sure we go back and experience it.
Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back trying to drop an episode weekly. Next week's Easter and all that, but I think we should still be able to do another little bit. Continue this on. Yeah. Keep on going until we're done, and then we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far. We really appreciate everyone's support.
Yeah, and for sure, share this with anybody that you think might be interested, and we're enjoying doing it. So thanks for watching.